The irony about people who dismiss you as not serious is that, you're the one who endorsed these different candidates. You had these like online Zoom discussions with different candidates, while Warren, for instance, the great thinker, really smart, sharp as a tack, endorsed either endorsed people very late in the primaries after it would have mattered, or I believe she endorsed Hickenlooper.
Yeah, I love Elizabeth, actually, and all I can say is there's a system that got us into this ditch. And when I was running for president, the narrative was that only if you had a career that was entrenched for decades in the system that drove us into the ditch, could you possibly be considered qualified to lead us out of the ditch. I see it the opposite. I see the Washington political mindset as a box that is too limited. It is too inadequate a container for the challenges of this time. And if ever it was obvious, it's right now. Right now, it's almost as though the mindset that dominates Washington is almost disqualifying.
Right.
Because there's a sense of, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that, which once again, Republicans don't do. Why not?
Right.
That's the irony to me. Republicans don't say, oh, we can't do that because Eric Cantor won't let us. Well, get rid of Eric Cantor.
Right.
It's so weird.
And they do.
Yeah. So we can't do that. Schumer wouldn't do that, or Nancy wouldn't do that. The codependent relationship. Do you think psychological issues aren't at play?
Right.
Because it's a codependency that in any other area of life, people would be told, break up with him and get a therapist or go to AA because.
Yeah. Run. Don't walk, run. Yeah. Jen Perelman, who I believe is another candidate you endorsed on my show a while ago. She's running against Debbie Wasserman. And she said that it's like an abusive relationship for a lot of Dems in terms of voting for certain, for Democrats.
Well, it's a perverse comfort zone. And it's a lack of, like I said, it's a lack of audacity. And, also when you were talking about the spiritual and the political, I grew up in a generation where we read Alan Watts and Ram Dass in the morning, and then we went to an anti-war protest in the afternoon. There wasn't this sense of separate silos. That period of our history was a big explosion of revolutionary consciousness. It was political, it was sexual, it was musical, it was philosophical, it was cultural. We didn't separate those things. You stay over here and you stay over there. And human beings don't exist in separate categories and lanes. So what we need going forward is a politics that recognizes the deeper dimensions, including psychological, not just of the individual, but of the group. All that a nation is a group of people. So the same psychological and emotional issues that prevail within the life of an individual prevail within the life of a country. If you could have anybody you and I know, right? And they went bankrupt, they got divorced, whatever, some big crisis in their life. It would be the most normal thing in the world for someone to say, you might want to go to therapy and kind of figure out how this all happened. But when we talk about that in terms of the country, it's like that's too lightweight. It's not what's really going down. Well, let me tell you, it's what's really going down, and it's what's really going down right now. Right now, vote blue as if your life depended on it, because it just might.
I heard you say something about getting back to normalcy, which I thought was like honest. But I think we also have to, maybe that's the next part, like the next chapter. But if we don't move towards something else, we're just gonna have another Trump. Yeah.
Well, if you heard me talk about normalcy, it was probably on an interview where I said all the things you and I have talked about are broken legs and arms, but Donald Trump is a bullet near the heart. Yeah. This is a mortal emergency here. None of these conversations will even be able to have them if Trump wins again. We have to take care of first things first. That's how I see it.